So we'll be using the pen tool to trace our image in Illustrator. Now when you trace an image, you're going to have a line that appears, right? In that case, with Illustrator, the line is called a stroke. So when we talk about stroke, we're talking about line, or we're talking about an outline. If we go to the left side of our tool or of our page and look at our toolbar, on the left, on the bottom of that toolbar, we'll see an area that says fill. If we hover over the white box or the box that is just the filled color, in this case with a neutral. And then if we go down to the other one, it looks like more of an outline box. It'll say stroke on it. So these are the colors currently designated to the fill, which is what the selection that you choose or whatever you draw down. It's the inside color. It's the color that's filled on the interior of that object. In this case, it's white. Now the stroke option here, we have it as black currently. So when you're outlining your image, we have black lines currently on our image. Some of you may have more of a gray line if you use the pencil. One thing we don't want to do is we don't want to outline our image with a black line right now. Because if we do that, we won't be able to see where we outlined our image at all, because we'll be tracing over black lines. So what we want to do is we want to change our outline color, and then we want to have no color or neutral for our fill. In order to do that, in order to have no fill, we can go down to this box here that has this slash through, okay, or this strike through. Now in order to make it to where there's no fill, we need to apply the strike through to the fill box. The only way we can do that is if the fill is on top. So if we click on the stroke, we'll see that all of a sudden the stroke is on top in this order here that we have. Whichever one is on top will be what you'll be applying the actual attribute to. So we want to have no fill, so we're going to go to our fill area, click on that to have it on top of this stack, and then the strike through where it says none, we want to click on that. And that's going to put a strike through our fill, which means it'll be transparent. We will be able to see right through it. Again, we want to have a color for our stroke, right? So if we double click this, all of a sudden it'll bring up a color picker. This color picker will allow you to run through multiple colors by clicking and holding on this arrow in the center, dragging down, to get into an area where there's a gradient of colors and options to choose from. Okay? So we want to choose something that's pretty strikingly different from the black. We're going to work with magenta. Okay? We're going to work with a pretty bright magenta. So when we go to the box next to our bar that we just moved up and down and chose a color from, we want to click in this area to actually select a color. So when we click in that area, we see all of a sudden magenta appear. The color that you've chosen will appear on top. The previous color that you're going from will be below that. So we're going to stick with magenta and we're going to hit OK. So now you can see that our color has actually changed to kind of a pink magenta. So when we actually use our pen tool and draw over it, we're going to get a magenta line.